Indeed, we are in 2022 and there has not yet been a woman president in the United States of America. Why is that? Unlike in the US, in the last 100 years there have been female leaders around the world in more than 50 countries. Only in the last 20 years, the number of women with power doubled compared to the previous century. The greater presence of women in senior positions creates more opportunities for women to rise and become presidents or prime ministers. Women have led in countries that have relative gender equality like Norway, as well as in more patriarchal places like Pakistan. However, women have more often held the position of prime minister, generally a weaker position than the presidency. In addition, many times that position is not obtained by direct popular vote, but by other systems such as the German one, in which a woman can come to power through her institution without needing the votes personally. Only about 1/3 of all female presidents to date have been elected to office. The rest have been appointed through different forms. Vice presidents who succeeded presidents, women who were appointed to the presidency on a temporary basis when there was a crisis, and some others indirectly elected by officials of other political institutions. Political opportunities for women's leadership often arise in times of crisis or change. For example, the democratic transition in Asia, Latin America, Sub-Saharan Africa, and Eastern Europe allowed women to establish themselves politically. In Asia or Latin America, a common path for women to gain position of power is to be the wife or daughter of an influential politician. What are the benefits of women in power? Well, the most obvious are the diversity in terms of different points of view and different political priorities. For example, Prime Ministers Katrin Hakosdottir of Iceland and Jacinda Ardern of New Zealand prioritize family and green policies over economic growth in budget planning. In addition, studies show that women in power build feelings of trust and legitimacy in the political system. Thanks to this, everyone, not just women, enjoy these benefits. Women in high positions are also a role model to inspire other women to run for office. The influence of the US in the rest of the world amplifies the absence of a female president. What's going on? There is no lack of qualified women. There are many women in high positions serving both in the White House and in the Senate, in addition to many governors. Do citizens do not want to vote for women? It's not that. Evidence from the US legislative elections shows similar victory rates for women and men. However, women encounter more negative perceptions from the public, political elites, and the media regarding their leadership abilities and competence than their male counterparts. Stereotypically, masculine traits such as leadership strength, quick decision-making, are often valued over stereotypically feminine traits such as deliberation and commitment. The American political system, unlike others, is more like a popularity contest, in which the most trendy person can win. Leading a presidential campaign for 18 months with 24-hour news creates endless opportunities for scrutiny, which means that voters choose their candidates based on their personalities and what they like rather than, as in other countries, by lasting less time, campaigns can be more policy-focused. Candidates are aware of this and often try to compensate for it by spending a significant amount of time implementing strategies to compensate for gender stereotypes. This includes emphasizing your strengths and leadership abilities or displaying an appearance that balances masculine and feminine traits, in an effort to convince the public of your viability. Women are also less likely than men to run for office, due to perceptions of sexism, limited political recruitment, and underestimation of their qualifications. That Hillary Clinton won nearly 3 million more votes than Donald Trump in 2016 confirms that a woman can make a competitive presidential bid in the US. Research using 2 national polls, however, found that attitude sexist biases contributed in part to the decisions of some voters to vote for Trump instead of Clinton. In addition to sexism, the mere fact that people think that a woman cannot win can lead to people not voting for her, which becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. In other countries, like the UK for example, the population does not see a woman in power strange, because of the long history of having a queen in power. According to Sadia Zaidi, an economist at the World Economic Forum who authors the Gender Gap Report, 47% of all countries have had at least one female head of state, ever. At the current rate, Zaidi has projected it will take more than 100 years for the world to get to gender parity, where half of all heads of states are women at any given time. Will the United States get there by then? Tell me what you think in the comments, subscribe for more content like this, and thank you for watching. See you in the next video.